Retro.
Hey everybody, welcome to FU Sports. This is some post-fight weirdness. I was watching this fight and it kind of odd. I mean, I'm thinking about, like, it just was really odd to me how Terrence Crawford got all the extra strength. I mean, where did all this power come from Terrence Crawford? I'm going to be, if it wasn't for his previous fight, I wouldn't have been questioning this, but, or not previous fight, all his fights. Like, where did all this power come from, Mr. Terrence Crawford? Hey, let's look at this over here. Didn't this guy's gloves explode in his previous fight? Highly suspicious. Someone's got some motherfucking tampered gloves. And the way he was dropping Spence with a simple jab made me think of what is that, Louis Gresto, whatever, from the I think it was the 1970s, where the guy had the loaded gloves and he had something in his gloves. If you look at Earl Spence's face, you've never seen Earl Spence's face looking like that. I mean, Terrence Crawford just magically became the biggest puncher in the welterweight class. And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to be looking at the Amir Khan fight. It's like, how does this guy have to hit Amir Khan with low blows to get a win? Obviously, they had the fix was in, I think. There was some money paid and there was some things going on. They had so much confidence that this man would win that Eminem walked him to the ring, one of the biggest rappers in the whole fucking industry. You think he's just gonna walk anybody to the ring? Just any random person? No, they knew exactly who was gonna win. Let's see this. Eminem walked this undisputed welterweight champion of the world, and Mr. Terrence Crawford walking to the ring with a net. What do you think that means? What do you think that net means, that they got this guy walking to the ring with a net? With a net on. That's just normal, right? There's nothing weird about that, right? You walk into the ring at Eminem. Who the fuck walks to the ring at Eminem? I mean, the guy's worth tons of money. I mean, whatever the other rapper, there's some amazing athletes out there, and Eminem does not walk to the ring with them. So they knew for a fact that this man was going to be getting the win in this fight. And I don't know who would think that, because I mean, really, Crawford is B level. So is Spence, but Crawford has never shown anything special. We're gonna go look at Crawford versus. We're gonna look at some Crawford versus Khan. I don't know what that says there. All right, give me 1 second. Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan, one of the weakest chins in all of the welterweight division. We're going to be looking at the beast, Terrence Crawford, the biggest puncher in all of sports. Well, I mean, look, he dropped Amir Khan. I mean, who cares? I mean, Amir Khan's got he's got the biggest glass jaw in all of boxing. And guess what? Terrence Crawford was not able to knock him out. He was not able to TKO him. Nothing. He wasn't able to do any of it. He hurt him one time in the whole fight, and then after that he had to hit him with low blows in order to get a fake bullshit TKO. We're seeing this. Amir Khan got dropped, and then he got up and he was totally fine. In this Earl Spence fight, I mean, Earl Spence was getting dropped with a jab. How many times you seen Terrence Crawford drop a guy with a jab? Never. That's when. Never. So here you go over here. They got the whole fight is here. Khan got dropped. He came back. He's beating this guy's ass. Okay, we're just gonna keep going forward. Where's this big knockout? I mean, he was a big puncher, right? This is how he had to beat Amir Khan. This is the win. This is the way he had to beat him. A glass jaw, the weakest jaw in all the welterweight division. He had to beat the guy with a low blow because his punches were not strong enough to knock him out. I mean, this was insane. You had this guy come in there with somehow magically become one of the biggest punchers in the whole entire welterweight class. Sorry, I'm gonna be turning off. Let's see this. his previous fight, this obvious tampering. In his previous fight before this Spence fight, Crawford was tampering with his gloves. There's no doubt about it. Both gloves blow up. All right, we're going to go look at Spence's face after the fight because it looked like he was beaten with rocks. And yet he wasn't actually hit very much. But yet his face was completely busted up and he barely got hit. Okay, but he was just getting dropped with everything. Now, either Spence was drained to death and got really, really weak skin, like his skin became like of a 100-year-old man, or Crawford had something in his gloves. Let's see this. I'm gonna see if I can see the post. I should have typed in post fight, but I mean the way that Spence's face looked was fucking insane. I was like, how the fuck did Crawford just out of nowhere get all this power? This is the post fight, pointing out the big old scam, whatever the fuck was going on here. I picked Spence to win this fight, but there was a lot of fishy stuff going on, and Spence could say whatever he wants about the better man won and all that, but he knows that he wants that rematch because they had it set up and he's gonna make extra money. They're gonna have their rematch. They have a rematch set. He's not gonna say, oh, the motherfucker got loaded gloves. He won't say that because he'll say, oh, well, you can't prove that. Maybe you try to pull out of the rematch. But look at this guy's face. This is the most beat up he's ever looked in his career, and he barely got touched. But yeah, his face is all broken up. He's getting dropped with jabs, with simple jabs. I mean, he looks like Roger Mayweather over here or something. He looks like an old man. He looks like, I mean, his face is so busted up. It's insane. And he barely got touched. Like every punch that Crawford threw was like a death touch. It's like, since when? Since when is this guy such a big puncher? Give me a fucking break. I'm not retarded, bro. I'm not a fucking idiot. I can tell. I can see this looks like some Louis Resto shit going on here. Look at his eye. Look at his left eye. Look how it's all fucked up. Both his eyes are almost swollen shut. And the referee was living up Crawford's dick hole. I mean, he was look, Spence was coming in close, right? He was pressing Crawford. At times he had him pressed. He was beating on him, and the referee would break them up, even though no one was holding. And the referee would go, no, you got to back up, bro. You got to back up, bro. This guy came in with Eminem. Nah, he was breaking him up for no reason. Anybody who disputes with me, I don't give a fuck. Believe whatever you want. I know what I saw. And what I saw is that Spence was beating on him, and then the ref would break him up. Like there was multiple points in the fight where they were literally like, they weren't even standing against the ropes, and Spence would be beating on Crawford and the ref would break them up and push Spence away. And then out of nowhere, Spence is breaking down. He's getting hit with fucking jabs, getting dropped with everything, getting dropped by everything. When the fuck did Crawford become a puncher like this? Again, he couldn't even knock out Amir Khan. He couldn't even knock out a con artist like Amir Khan. That's what this shit was. This was a mere con. This was a con job. I don't believe that this guy built up all this power out of nowhere. I believe there's some fishy shit going on here, loaded gloves or whatever. But the fix was in, man. The fix was in. You got Eminem walking Crawford to the ring. Since when is Crawford such a superstar that he got fucking Eminem walking into the ring? They're so confident that this guy's gonna win. As soon as I saw Eminem come in the ring and this motherfucker wearing a fishnet around him, I knew there was some weird shit going on. They got some deals were made, and that the fix was in. He was gonna win. He probably got shit in his gloves for sure. Referee was actually on Crawford's side, not on Spence's side. And it was all leaning towards Crawford, because I think they were fine just giving him the L. I don't know. I don't know what was going on in there, but that shit was so fishy. Everything about it was fishy. But good night of fights outside of the boxing. The boxing was absolute garbage. The UFC event was great. We got Justin Gaethje on there, winning by head kick knockout, and you got Derek Lewis making his return, getting a knockout win. You got what's his name? Tony Ferguson losing, kind of disappointing. Tony Ferguson just not the right game plan. I feel like with Tony Ferguson, I don't feel like he looked old. He just looked like he was making a lot of technical mistakes. But yeah, for the most part, the MMA had good fights. Boxing had trash. Not satisfied. I feel like that Terrence Crawford fight, there was something very suspect about that. Those guys are going to have their rematch, of course. And who knows what's going to happen next one. My guess is that Spence will win the rematch and they'll have their third fight just to keep on dipping, keep on making that money. Boxing is really in has big trouble right now. There's all kinds of weird stuff. I see people all over the internet thinking there's nothing fishy going on in that Spence versus Crawford fight. It's since when does Crawford drop guys with jabs? Since when? He didn't do it in his previous fight. He didn't do it in any fight ever. So to think that's not suspicious, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just like, I'm so pissed that people just cannot see it. It's insane that since when does Crawford drop guys with jabs? Now either Earl Spence has cancer or extreme health issues, or he got brain damage. Like he's coming in with like, he just got beat with a bat and then walked in the ring and he was falling down from everything. I mean, it was insane. He was just falling down from everything. Like every punch that touched him made him fall down. It was real suspect. And then the way that Crawford's face looked after the fight was not Crawford's, Spence's face. It was really suspect. I mean, it looked like some Louis Resto type shit, you know? Like it just looked like the guy was beat with bricks. It looked like it was insane how swollen. I mean, look, Spence, both eyes were swollen, and Crawford barely touched him. He didn't hit him that much. He really didn't hit him that much. Sean Porter hit him a lot more. Brooke hit him a lot more. Lots of fighters hit Spence a lot more, and his face did not look like that. I mean, out of nowhere, Crawford became Super Saiyan, and it was just he had the fucking death touch. Everything he landed was like a monster. And keep in mind, once again, this is the guy that came in his last fight before this one, and he had a little bit of some suspect shit going on with his gloves. What was it? And Everlast came out and they made all these excuses for him. They were like, oh no, bro, it's just a manufacturing error. What, both his fucking gloves blow up in the ring? Look at this. Everything in his glove blew up. His thumb is outside. His thumb is blown up. The sides of the gloves are blown out. Like, what the fuck is that? And then when you see him, the way he knocked that guy out, that shit looked weird. The knockout win that he had in that fight looks suspect. It looked like he had bricks in his gloves. The way he hit him with that short punch, the guy was like hit with a truck. Since when did this guy punch so hard? Once again, this is the same motherfucker that had to punch Amir Khan in the dick to get a win, and they gave him a TKO win on low blows. If he's such a big puncher, why do they have to give him these gift TKOs? I'm fucking pissed off. I don't believe this shit. I think this is some bullshit. But whatever, it is what it is with boxing. Great UFC card, trash boxing card, more corruption in the sport. Fuck that sport for now. I'm very pissed off at the sport. This is just another black eye for the sport. Just more corruption in boxing. UFC, great card. Real fighting, not some fucking WWF garbage. We're gonna be coming at you soon, guys. Subscribe. If you disagree with me, you can go in the comments. You can tell me to go fuck myself, and that's okay. But remember, subscribe to FU Sports, and we love you.